Morning. How the devil are you doing this fine day? Hope you're all fit and well. Hope you all had a good weekend as well. You've now returned feeling suitably refreshed. Personally, not really feeling it at the moment. We're now in that slow, inexorable slide into Christmas. I currently have no overseas trips planned until the new year, no major site visits. All feels just a little bit gloomy, to be perfectly honest with you. Combine that with the fact that the Construction Inquirer has reported this morning that the construction recession could last until 2025, and frankly, I think I'd rather go back to bed and pull the duvet up over my head for a month or two. However, it is Monday, and that means that I have this morning dropped a brand new column. Now, I have to admit, I am my own biggest fan. I also like to think that my standards are quite exacting. But even though by those very high standards, I have to say, particularly proud of today's column. It's called Don't Blame the Undertaker. You'll be pleased to know it has nothing whatsoever to do with death. If you'd like to know what it is all about, you can go and take a look over in the chat just as soon as I've posted it. It looks like that. Yeah, Don't Blame the Undertaker, it's called. Now, just one more thing before we crack on. Today is show number 598, which means we will be broadcasting our live show, our 600th live show, on Wednesday. Now, I've got nothing planned in particular, but we have actually received a 600th show gift from a certain Mr. Muirhead. I'll be honest, I wasn't feeling the best on Sunday, but when the gift arrived, it improved my day and my mood no end. I'll be revealing all about that on Wednesday as we celebrate our 600th show. Now, you can, of course, have your say on today's show in the usual way. Just type comments, questions, and anything else into the chat. But if you'd like to lend your voice to the show, you can also leave us a voicemail message that we may or may not use on the show in a future episode. To leave us a voicemail, just use the link that I'm about to post in the chat just as soon as I've called up the right button. There you are. It is speakpipe.com. In actual fact, I think I can even show that to you. There you are. That's how it looks. Speakpipe.com/demolition news. Leave us a message. Love to hear from you. Now, without further ado, let me roll the intro, post the question of the day, and get this show on the road. It is Monday, the 23rd of October. Can you believe it? Welcome to the windswept and interesting Breakfast Show. I am your host, Mark Anthony. In today's show, we take a deeper dive on the two latest Kobelco mini excavators. If you think the JCB Fastrac is just for farming, well, think again. A Cat D11 dozer gets a facelift, and John Deere is on the path to sustainability. Plus, we've got another satisfied Hyundai wheel loader customer. We'll get to all of that in just a moment. But first, let's peer back through the mists of time to see what was happening on this day in history. As you're about to hear, quite a big deal for me. On this day in 42 BC, Brutus's army was so decisively beaten in battle that he committed suicide, and he was beaten by none other than Mark Antony. It really was quite a day, I can tell you. On this day in 1941, Walt Disney released the animated movie Dumbo. In 1958, the Smurfs made their TV appearance for the first time. In 1978, Sid Vicious attempted suicide while at the Rikers Detention Center in New York. In 1998, Britney Spears released her debut single, Baby One More Time. Remember it well. And on this day in 2012, the 23rd James Bond film, Skyfall, premiered in London. Now, before we get into the real meat of the show, let me very quickly remind you of our question of the day. Yeah, now I woke up feeling a little bit peckish this morning, so our question of the day is very much food related. If you had to choose one of the following to eat for the rest of your life, which means you can never go and eat the other one at all, which would you choose? And the two I've chosen are hot dog and burger. Now, personally, my default answer was burger, and I can see a few other people agree with that. But the more I thought about it, the more I've swung the other way. There are plenty of other ways to eat beef, but there's no other way to eat hot dog with all that mustard and ketchup. I am going hot dog. So which way are you going? And I can see almost unanimously it's looking like a burger, but let us have your thoughts. Give it some thought. Maybe it's not as obvious as maybe you previously considered. I know there's a few people that have arrived since I've stopped pressing buttons, so let me rectify that just a little bit. Yeah, let's get on with the show, shall we? We'll come back to burgers and hot dogs and other stuff a bit later on. Yeah, last week we were super quick off the mark, maybe just a little bit too quick off the mark when we brought you details of the latest pair of Kobelco mini excavators. The problem was that while our AI news anchor Demolition did her best to explain the machines, she didn't actually have much in the way of visuals to work with. However, Kobelco has now released its own video. So watch this quote very closely, because as usual, as soon as it's over, I'm going to be asking you whether you consider these new Kobelcos to be hot or not.
Welcome to the Ogaki factory in the heart of Japan, where innovation meets craftsmanship to bring you our exceptional line of mini excavators. In this video, we introduce the new SK26SR-7, the compact excavator that takes performance and productivity to the next level. With its innovative features, it's time to revolutionize your worksite experience. Built on Kobelco's Performance X design philosophy, the SK26SR inherits the same enhanced design and operator comfort found in our larger machines. The new SK26SR mini excavator not only stands out in performance with great efficiency and productivity, but it also stands out in design. This machine is designed with the operator in mind, delivering the comfort and operational ease you require without any concessions. With a powerful 19 kilowatt engine output and a well-engineered hydraulic system, we've taken precision and efficiency to the next level. Whether you're digging in tight spaces or handling heavy loads, the SK26SR responds with unparalleled accuracy and putting you in total control. The need for enhanced comfort and interior excellence is on the rise. Operators now seek a cabin that not only offers comfort but also enhances operability, allowing them to concentrate on their tasks. The interior combines functionality and design, creating an operator-friendly environment that provides the sensation of operating a Kobelco heavy excavator. The SK26SR offers unmatched versatility thanks to its light weight, making it easy to transport to various job sites. Plus, you have the flexibility to customize it further with options like different piping configurations, various arm choices, and even additional counterweight, ensuring that the SK26SR is tailored to your specific needs. The SK26SR comes with a Level 1 certified cabin or canopy, providing operators with a protective enclosure that meets safety standards. The inclusion of 2 LED lights ensures that the work area is well illuminated, even in low light conditions, reducing the risk of accidents and improving overall safety. We prioritize visibility with standard rear view and rear under mirrors, ensuring operators have a clear line of sight to their surroundings. The SK26 is a machine that complies to Stage 5 emission standards. With the option to choose between the standard and eco work modes, operators can strike the perfect balance between high performance and fuel efficiency, ensuring both productivity and eco-conscious operation. Kobelco's innovative integrated noise and dust reduction system is a superior method of noise suppression that promotes low noise, exceptional engine cooling, enhanced reliability, minimal machine downtime, and a more comfortable working environment for the operator. These features, combined with all other specifications, transform the SK26SR-7 into a mini excavator that's ready for the future. For additional details about this remarkable machine, please visit the Kobelco website.
Okay, people, so what are we saying now that you've seen that machine? Is that new Kobelco machine hot or is it not? Let us know in the chat. I know we had a few comments on it. Let's have a very quick look. Good to see case drain available from factory on a Mini, says Tom Whiting. Morning, Tom. Ken Hatch is here as well. Looks a nice machine, he says. Gavin Nelson. Morning, Gavin. Kobelco have their faults, but overall a really nice machine across the range. Anybody else have any comments on that? I'd love to hear from you. And yes, we shall crack on, shall we? What else have we got? Oh, we've got one of these, I think.
If you are enjoying this episode, please consider supporting the show. You can leave us a tip at buymeacoffee.com/demolition news.
So, the JCB Fastrac, a high-speed tractor capable of travelling between farms at high speeds. We all know that, right? But there's more to the Fastrac than just farming. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the bits of that where the machine was by a lake, I'm fairly sure that was shot at the JCB World Headquarters. Could be wrong. It looked like it was alongside the new golf course. Now, I have seen the Fastrac dozens of times, but I've always dismissed it as an agricultural tractor. Having seen that, I'd really love to take one for a spin. One day, maybe, JCB, if you're paying attention. I'm going to say good morning to James Lane. Morning, James, who says, some tractor content, especially for you, James. Consider that my gift to you, my friend. Now, imagine, if you will, that you own a Caterpillar D11, surely the most iconic dozer the world has ever seen. It's your pride and joy, and it's your workhorse. But after a few years and several thousand hours, your pride and joy starts to look a little bit, well, battle weary. What do? Well, you send it for a makeover, of course. Now, bear with me because I need to dredge this from my computer. It's here somewhere, and I'll show it to you forthwith. As good as new. In fact, I think it's actually hard to tell that machine ever actually turned a track in anger. Fantastic job. I think that was actually from Australia. That was sent to me last week, and I've been saving it ever since. Yeah, fantastic job. We need a bit of... What do we need? We need one of these, I think.
Since the finance bill came into effect in April, the construction industry has seen a surge of fuel thefts. The rising cost of living has placed an additional risk of theft by employees and contractors, as well as opportunistic thieves. By using diesel dye and placing warnings of its use, you are sending a clear message that this is your fuel.
We always want that which we do not have. I think that explains exactly why I tend to feature John Deere equipment on this show with such regularity. I'd like nothing more than to wake up on a Monday morning and deliver the news that John Deere Construction is setting up shop right here in the UK. While we're waiting for that to happen, we can still admire from afar.
At John Deere, sustainable solutions are here now. We believe that the path to sustainability does not depend only on electrification to power our vehicles. Renewable fuels like ethanol and renewable diesel, which may be created from plants and waste products, must be just as much a part of the solution. Because large-scale electrification of high-horsepower equipment faces steep technical challenges that make an electric-only future unlikely in the near term. For example, a typical workday for a 944 X-Tier loader is more than 12 hours a day. The loader is performing a number of jobs that require extreme precision and a significant amount of power. For 12 hours, it performs at 75% of peak power, using about 3,600 kilowatt hours. That's the energy equivalent of 27 Ford Lightning extended range batteries. Renewable fuels aren't limited to John Deere machines. They can power everything from cars to semis to airplanes, reducing carbon emissions and pressure on many of our natural resources. The world benefits from all of these solutions to meet our global clean energy needs, all while reducing combustion emissions in these heavily urban environments. John Deere accelerated its focus on electrification in 2022 when we acquired a majority stake in Craic Electric, a global leader in immersion-cooled battery technology. The future will bring more electrified technology to enable homeowners, farmers, construction workers, and road builders to do their job more efficiently, more economically, and more sustainably. Overall, John Deere is focused in 4 areas of change in power generation: renewable fuels, battery electric, hybrid electric, and advancements to internal combustion engines. The technologies we've told you about today are not impacting a small part of our world. They're impacting the entire planet.
Yeah, good to see the fine folks at John Deere on the path to sustainability, but admiring their equipment from across the Atlantic just doesn't quite scratch the itch, does it? Maybe next time.
If you would like to buy a limited edition Break Fast show sticker, head on over to buymeacoffee.com/demolition news/extras.
Okay, people, for our final clip of the day, we're headed back stateside again, this time to meet yet another very satisfied Hyundai customer.
My name is Wayne Anthony Ryan. Company's name is Soils Incorporated, and it was founded in 1987. Soils Incorporated produces architectural landscape soils, gray water, retention soils, new lawns from seed, athletic fields. I had the opportunity to test a Hyundai for 3 days. Didn't know anything about the product. Ran it around, and then I took into account the price point, the warranty, but the most important thing was a dealer who just taken on Hyundai. I have to mention them, Highway Equipment. Introduced me to Hyundai. My first purchase was a 757 7A rubber tire wheel loader. I didn't know how reliable it was going to be. Almost 15,000 hours later, everything functioned as it should. So after that, I decided to develop my relationship more with Highway Equipment. My next purchase was a Hyundai 160-9 excavators. I was impressed with the quickness and the ergonomic cab. After the 160, I bought two 960 HLs. Different series, but a lot of new changes. They have a high mate system. The high mate enables you to conduct your service in a timely fashion. You're not having any premature failures. When you look at the risk reward, if you're a small company like mine, your cost of ownership is 20% lower, but your performance is on par. And then you throw on top of the warranty standard 3 or 3,000, which is the best in the industry. What that builds with me is loyalty. I'm all in for Hyundai, and Hyundai's been all in for me. So it's been a great relationship. These are our mainline machines. If they're not working, I'm out of business. Every piece of equipment is a critical purchase. Can't make a mistake. I'm telling you, with Hyundai, you're not going to make a mistake.
Building a comfortable tomorrow.
Well, he certainly seems to like his Hyundai machines and his local dealer as well. Easy to see why. As Ken Hatcher says very succinctly, wow. Well, indeed. He's also said light levers on the Hyundai. Indeed. Now, from the sublime to the ridiculous. On Saturday, I went to my local branch of Boots, and there among the shampoo, deodorant, pills and lotions were four security guards. Now, to be clear, this was not a branch of Boots in South Central LA, the Bronx or the Gaza Strip. This was Epsom in Surrey, leafy Epsom, the Epsom Derby Epsom, well-heeled and Tory supporting Epsom. Have I missed something? Are there now gangs focused upon the theft of sticking plasters? Are criminals moving into the paracetamol business? Has there been a spate of talcum powder thefts? I've heard of security tags being placed on steaks and other expensive cuts of meat. There were even reports recently that some shops are now tagging their cheddar cheese. But security guards at a pharmacy? And here's the thing. 4 security guards will cost money. So who's paying their wages? Is it the owner of the shopping centre? No. Is it Boots themselves? No. No, with each pack of painkillers, each bottle of cough medicine, each corn plaster and each bottle of conditioner or body lotion, we, the consumers, are paying for that. Now, I told this story to my youngest daughter, who reckons the guards are actually there to protect nappies and baby formula from theft. That's nappies and baby formula. And if that's right, and I have a funny feeling it is, that's even worse. What does that actually say about us as a society? Anyway, that is my gripe of the day. I'd love to hear yours. What is it that grinds your gears, gets your goat, and generally butters your parsnips? Your proverbial parsnips, in fact. A daily gripe therapy session will return in the not too distant future. That pretty much wraps up the main part of this morning's show. I'm going to roll the outro in just a second before leaping gazelle-like over into the chat to see what you're all saying today. If you can't stick around for that, then please stay safe, look after yourself, your family, your friends, and your colleagues, your pets and everybody else. If you do have the time and the inclination, please stick around. The Craic will begin immediately after this final word from our key show sponsor. Good morning, people. How are we doing this fine day? Let's go right the way back to the very beginning of the chat. There's our friend Mark Whiting, who is in the house. First off the mark this morning, Mark. Good morning to you. First off the mark, Mark. Wish I had said that on purpose, but I didn't. Gary Muirhead, our resident quizmaster, although not today. That was one of mine. May explain why there's been a fairly limited uptake on it. But good morning, Gary. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for the gift. I will reveal all on Wednesday. But made my weekend, it really did. Glenn Johnson's with us as well. Good morning, everyone. Good morning to you, Glenn. Thank you very much indeed for being here. Ken Hatcher has got the usual Welsh mixed bag of weather. Cloud, 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 rain, cloud, cloud, rain. It's about the size of it. For those of you that watch this show on with any regularity, you'll know that I occasionally have a fox in my garden that climbs up on top of the shed and has a bit of a doze. 2 hours he was up there this morning. My dogs was roaming around the garden. They had no idea he was even there. So yes, this is how you leave us a message on audio, and that there is the link for my weekly column. Don't blame the Undertaker. Got nothing to do with death and Undertakers whatsoever. My question of the day was that you can only choose one for the rest of your life. Are you choosing a hot dog or are you choosing a burger? It appears I am completely 100% in the minority, because Ken Hatcher says burger. Glenn Johnston says burger. Chris Ford said good morning, and the collective hope nobody drowned on Friday. It's bad, wasn't it? Was very, very bad indeed. Jim Turner is with us as well, and Jim goes on to say burger. Chris Ford being quite specific, burger with onions in a toasted bun. Even my other half says burger. What's wrong with a hot dog? Do you never just fancy a hot... I fancy a hot dog right about now, actually. The trainer to the landed gentry about the place, Gavin Elson's with us. Morning, Gavin. Hope you're fitting well, my friend. Good to see you back. Now, we did, of course, feature Kobelco earlier in the show. Gavin has worked up close and personal with Kobelco, and he says Kobelco have their faults, but overall, a really nice machine across the range. Couldn't agree more. Could not agree more. Ken Hatcher says, looks a nice machine. Nobody's voted hot or not, as far as I can see, but I'm going to take that, a nice machine as hot. Tom Whiting over on YouTube says, good to see case drain available from case drain? Available from factory on a Mini? Not sure what that's about. And then I let's have a look. Farabi Islam has given us the thumbs up, I think. Thank you very much indeed for joining us over on Facebook. James Lane, who loves all things agricultural, says, some tractor content. See, James, this is where you're missing a trick. That time you did a rival to this show, but just featured tractors. I mean, I wouldn't watch it, because not my bag at all, but, you never know. Great tool. That's referring to the JCB Fastrac. Definitely on the wish list. The 90s one was less to go wrong. Yeah, I'm fairly sure. No, I'm not fairly sure. I'm very sure that I attended the launch, or one of the launches, of the JCB Fastrac way back when. I mean, what is it, 25 years old? Probably something like that. Maybe even more than that. And went along, and it was very fast and everything else. But ultimately, it was an agricultural machine at the time. So I was kind of less than interested. But the longer it's gone on, the more interested I've become. Yeah, imagine being given the job to paint a Cat D11. That's a big old beast to be painting, isn't it? But it did look fantastic afterwards. Jim Turner also enjoyed the tune and the video. Gary Muirhead, being even more specific, he's going burger, but he's going Burger King. You see, I understand. Okay, so two things. I understand the appeal of Burger King. And I used to, if somebody had said to me like 10 years ago, your favourite high street burger, I would have said the mushroom double Swiss from Burger King. But Burger King today just seems a bit, I don't like salad in my burgers because I'm a bloke. And they always seem a bit kind of sloppy. Now, I'm not a fan of a Big Mac either, so, you can... A McDonald's cheeseburger, not a double cheeseburger, not a quarter pounder with cheese, a regular McDonald's cheeseburger, to my mind, is pretty much the pinnacle of burger technology. Come at me if you will. Wow, says Ken Hatcher. What was that referring to? That was referring to the Hyundai operation over in the States. He also likes to leave us on the Hyundai. The more primitive the society, the cheaper the value of life is. Yeah. And the crazy thing with this is, I mentioned this a little while ago. I was in my local Wild Bean Cafe, and a guy walked in and started filling a bag with like ready meals, pizzas and pastas and stuff. And he was about to make a dash for it. Well, I say a dash. It wasn't even a dash. Somebody behind the counter shouted out, he's stealing food, he's stealing food. And I was between the guy and the door. And I said to the guy, mate, you're just going to get your collar felt. And he said, calm as you like. He said, I haven't eaten for days. I have drug problems. I can't afford to eat. They'll just have to nick me. At which point he casually strolled out. Nobody chased him. There was no, there was no following him down the roads or anything like that. So are we saying now that in Boots, I'm sure Boots isn't alone in this, but in Boots in the UK, we now have security guards? And if we do, are they actually there primarily to stop mothers feeding their children? Is that what we're saying? Because if that's the case, we've taken a wrong turn somewhere along the line. Now, I did want to show you something very, very quickly when I can find it. Just talk amongst yourselves. I can't find it. Yeah, here we go. I can throw it up on the screen now. Let's have a look. Present. It's share screen, and it's that one. So let me get rid of that. Thank you for that one, Chris. According to Construction Inquirer this morning, forecasters warn that construction recession could last to 2025. They've downgraded the expected construction recovery next year, warning the industry is now set to remain in recession until the start of 2025. High interest rates will continue to drag down housing activity, with infrastructure and even industrial activity expected to slide in 2024. The scale of next year's contraction will be far less than this year's expected 6.8% fall. According to the influential Construction Products Association new autumn forecast, contractors can expect a more moderate marginal fall of 0.3% in 2024, but down from the 0.7% growth expected for next year that was being forecast just 3 months ago. So yes, what do you make of that? Feels pretty tough out there at the moment. Looks like it's about to get tougher still. Anybody got anything to say about that? There you are. It's the nappies and the tins of baby milk they're stealing, says my reporter on the case, my wife. What are we doing with the country when mothers can't afford to feed and clothe their children? I think we've got our priorities just a wee bit skewed. There have been cases, and there's I'm very easy to wind up. You've probably gathered that, which is why I have a daily gripe. There are very few things that wind me up more than this idea of prosecuting people who have been caught shoplifting a tin of beans because they can't feed their children. What the hell is that all about? I just... One of the concerns with this is, in some parts of the country, we will have food banks and that kind of thing. Here in leafy Epsom, we don't really have that. I think there is a food bank, but it kind of comes and goes. It's not here permanently because we are in leafy suburbia. So if you're a young mother or a young couple and you're really struggling, maybe work's hard to come by or whatever it might be, where do you go to get your baby formula? Where do you go to get your nappies? As I say, there are parts of the country where, yes, you'd go to the food bank or something like that. We don't have that here. We're considered too well off. A few years ago, when we lived at our last house, there was a guy sleeping rough. And this goes to show you the juxtaposition of where it is I live. He was sleeping rough in a country park outside a polo club. Polo, what is it? The sport of kings, they call it. So very upmarket Surrey, very upmarket Epsom, polo club, and there's a guy sleeping outside. And I say we, more my wife to be honest, used to take him a cooked meal for weeks on end, basically, a hot meal to keep him warm and everything else. And I got to talk to him one night, and it was literally a case of he had lost his job. Having lost his job, his wife left him, and having lost his wife and his job, he then got behind on his mortgage, ended up homeless. And this guy was younger than me, probably a good 10 years younger than me, and he was sleeping on a park bench by a polo club. And, I said the same thing, surely there must be homeless shelters and that kind of thing. No, not in Epsom, because we don't actually have a homeless problem. But apparently we do. Crazy, absolutely crazy. And when you look at all that's going on in the world at the moment, and I don't want to get all gloomy and political, but when you look at all that's going on in the world, we can't even make sure that our own children are fed. Really? Really? Is that what it's all about? And yes, there's my wife. Richard was the name of the homeless guy. Had hot food in his belly every night. Yeah, he did eat very, very well. And bless him, always used to give us the plates back and the knives and forks back, all pristine and everything else. Good as gold, the fella. He obviously won't be watching this, but I certainly hope he's managed to turn things around. Absolutely lunacy. Graham Footy Williams has just said, "Good morning, you smelly animals." I think he means you lot. I'm fresh out the shower. I'm perfumed this morning. But yeah, good morning, Footy. I hope you're fitting well, my friend. As I say, we are 2 shows. Well, 1 show tomorrow is our 599th show, and then on Wednesday, 600th show. So we are, I know in our first full year, we did 221 shows. But we are still averaging around about 200 shows a year, which, bearing in mind the amount I've travelled this past year, really is quite an achievement. So yeah, 200 shows a year. And most of you are here for most of them. Unbelievable. No idea how we've managed to do it. So yes, the big reveal will be taking place on Wednesday, when I show you exactly what it is that Gary Muirhead hasn't just sent us, he's had it made, which makes it even better, to be perfectly honest. I mean, bearing in mind, Gary sent me that sign right there. That's from Gary. Yeah, he sent us another absolute belter. I'm waiting for your 666 show. Yeah, I may do that with horns on my head or something like that. We shall see. Right, people, I want you to all go and have a fantastic day. I don't know what the weather's doing where you are, but have a good day. Hopefully I'll be feeling a little bit more chipper tomorrow, Till then, everybody, go and have a fantastic day. Enjoy yourselves. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, which leaves you plenty of scope. I'll see you tomorrow, 10 a.m, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, for yet more of the same. Till then, all the best.